Hello everyone and welcome to another game of Squirrels Baseball. I am Aaron and we've got game 2 against the Milwaukee Brewers, who are not off to a good start. But that's not really our problem. Our problem is to do our best, not really worry about them. Also warned you all we'd be recording late today. It's 9:03 as I look at my computer clock right now. So should still be plenty of time, but definitely hoping this is not some 20-inning game. Also, as you probably saw, I have the regular lineup back into the game. We don't have another off day until May 5th, so we will be seeing a lot of the starters here to begin the season. There are a few off days in May, so then we'll start to see the bench guys a little more regular. Got Stitch on the mound today. So he's got 14 strikeouts over 2 starts, has not given up a run as of yet. And here is Tony Gwynn Jr. to lead things off for the Brewers. First pitch, a fastball pumped in for a strike. Curveball gets a swing and a miss. Slider too low. There's another swing and a miss on a fastball. One batter, one strikeout. Here's Ronnie Cedeno, who did have a good game yesterday. He's probably the only Brewer who can say that. Other than, I guess, maybe Nitro. He had a kind of garbage time home run, but it's never a bad day when you hit a homer, I suppose. Cedeno with a 1-2 count. Goes down swinging. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. Here is Bill Hall. He's got a couple home runs, but hitting sub 200. Not a great start to his year. Popped up, foul. 0-2 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. One, 2, 3 inning to start the game for Milwaukee. Kester's going to lead things off for the Squirrels. Same lineup that we've been seeing out of the Brewers. Dotel on the mound. I think that's Octavio Dotel, but I'm not 100% sure. Looks like he's not given up a run yet this year. Starts off with the fastball off the plate. 2-0, that was a strike. I didn't actually think he would get that call, but he did. Oh, we got a bunt. Buller expecting it and does get it there in time. Was a relatively close play. Let's see here. I got him by a full step, I'd say. Ground ball to short. 2 fairly quick outs. Chief will take a ball high and then one low. Here's a called strike. 2-1. Inside, good take by Chief. 3-1. Hits this one hard into right, and that will be his first home run of the season. A 413 opposite field shot, and that will give the Squirrels a 1-0 lead. Let's see a replay on that. I mean, it did comfortably clear the wall, but didn't make it over that gap up into the bleachers. I'd say off the bat I was really confident it was a home run, and then kind of got less confident as it went, but ended up being a pretty comfortable home run. Terry hits that into left field. Scott does not take a great route to the ball, and Terry turns that into a 2-out double. What looked like I thought a routine fly ball turns into not even really that close of a play at second. All right, but Frank grounds to second, and that's Sorry, sending a text to my dad here. Nitro at the plate. He's got... Okay, sorry. 2-2 the count. Bullard at the plate. He's got one out in the inning. And a line drive up the middle. So one aboard. I think the first base runner, actually I know it's the first base runner for the Brewers on the day. Van Hecken at the plate looks at strike one. Oh, and 2 the count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 away, runner still on first. And here is Scott, who, I guess at the end of the day, no harm, no foul, but I think he's pretty directly responsible for giving up a double to Terry. Has a 1-2 count at the moment. Swing and a miss, strike 3. All right, still a 1-0 game for the Squirrels as we go to the bottom of the second, and they will start off with Tom at the plate. This will hook foul. This up the middle, and that will get down for a leadoff single. Zach looks at strike one. Tom takes off. I got a hit and run, but the ball goes foul down the first base line. 0-2. This is into right field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall. This could score another run. Tom runs well for a catcher, but he stops at third. I will maintain that I think Tom would have scored on that, but Squirrels definitely not in a bad spot. They've got runners on second and third with nobody out. Joey at the plate has been struggling a bit. Looks at ball one. Hits this one to Hall. He looks the runners back and goes to first. One away, Stitch at the plate. Still runners on second and third as Stitch looks at strike one. Got caught in between saying he and his name. Looks at strike two. Looks at strike three. Now there's 2 outs, and the Squirrels getting a little more anxious now. Still 2 runners in scoring position. Kester looks at a ball. This up the middle. It'll get through. 1 run in. Here comes Zach to try to make it 2 runs, and he beats the throw. That was offline anyway. 3-0 Squirrels. Marvin at the plate. A runner still on first with 2 outs. That's short hop by Nitro. He'll grab it and step on the base. That ends the inning, but it's now a 3-0 Squirrels lead as we go into the third, where Gabe Kapler's going to lead it off.
Number 33, Gabe Kapler, right fielder.
Stitch starts off things with a curveball and gets a swing and a miss. Another swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Ground ball to second. Kester tosses over to first. 1 away. Dotel is going to hit for himself here. He was already starting to wipe his brow. So it is Octavio. I thought it was, but anyway, he's already wiping his brow, so I thought the Brewers might go ahead and go to the bench already. Instead, we get a ground ball to third for the second out of the inning. 6 strikeouts for Stitch the first time through the Brewers' order. So I guess only worth pointing out who didn't strike out. Tony Gwynn Jr. starts off with a foul ball. Starts to show bunt and pulls it back. Swing and a miss will make it 1-2. That pitch a bit high. Borderline, though. I think I might have wanted to foul it off if I were Gwynn. Swings at this one, but comes up empty, and that will end the top of the third. 3-0 Squirrels as we go to the bottom half of the inning, where Chief is going to lead things off. All right, Chief looks at strike one. Grounds this one right to Bullard. Sharply hit, obviously not as well hit as his first at-bat, but right at Bullard. So one away. Here's Terry. As mentioned earlier, looked like a routine fly ball into left, but Scott took a terrible route and it ended up being a double. This time he grounds out to shortstop. 2 quick outs. Here's Frank, who ground out, I believe, the second in his first at-bat. Swings and misses at the first pitch. Swings and misses at the second pitch. Dotel getting what he needs here to get through this inning. Couple quick outs. Frank with a line drive up the middle, and that's probably going to turn into a double as it gets past Gwynn, and that should be the end of Dotel. Came within a strike of getting out of the inning, but couldn't quite manage. So here comes Mosquera in to try to keep things where they are. It's not completely out of hand yet. Tom got a base hit in his first at-bat. He will look at a fastball, too low. Swings and misses at a high fastball. And that one off the plate. This is going to be pulled into the seats foul on the left-hand side. 2-2. Looks at strike 3, and that will end the inning. Still 3-0. Mosquera comes up with the big out to try to keep this reasonable. Ronnie Cedeno is going to lead things off for the Brewers in the fourth.
Number 5, Ronnie Cedeno.
Stitch starts things off with a slider that gets bunted. Tom is going to pick it up and get Cedeno out. A close play. We'll see just how close. Good thing Tom does have a strong arm. It's kind of hard to see with the camera moving there. Got him by about a half step, I think. So here's Bill Hall, one away. Looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. Here's Nitro. I was texting during this time, so I see now that he struck out. I didn't see it at the time. I do apologize for that. Trying to see if my dad or my brother wanted a ticket to the Purdue-Ohio State game tomorrow, and they're both got other plans. Nitro pops up in front of the plate. Tom's the one to catch it, and we will move on to the bottom of the fourth. Still 3-0. Zach is going to lead things off for Indy. Zach with the double in his first at-bat. And then stood at second for a while before Kester finally knocked him in. Knocked him and Tom in, I should say. Has a 2-1 count in this at-bat. Swing and a miss makes it 2-2. Called strike 3 on a forkball. 1 down, Joey ground out to Hall at short. He's not able to advance any runners. This is also going to go to Bill Hall. 2 away, here's Stitch. He struck out looking. I guess better than a double play because it did still lead to some runs in that inning. First pitch is called a strike. Fouled away right by the first base coach. 0-2. And that's going to get into center field for a base hit. A 2-out single. He's having a good year to start off here at the plate. Kester 1 for 2. Doubled his RBI total in his last at bat. Fouls this one straight back, just out of Van Hecken's reach. Swing and a miss to make it 0-2. Ground ball to second. Cedeno over to first, and that will end the inning. Still 3-0 Squirrels as we go into the fifth, where Bullard will lead it off. First pitch is a changeup that misses down and away. And that slicer too high. There's a changeup for a strike. Too low, makes it 3-1. Swing and a miss, we got a full count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. One down, here's Van Hecken. He struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Broken bat. Chief able to snag that one in foul ground for the second out of the inning. There's Scott at the plate. He looks at a strike. Fastball a bit inside. Swing and a miss on the slider. Makes it 1-2. Curveball, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will end the top of the fifth. We go to the second half of the game. Squirrels up 3-0, and they will start off with Marvin at the plate. First pitch, called a strike. Pitch down and away, and this is a ground ball right to Nitro at first. One down, here's Chief, 1 for 2 with a solo home run. First pitch is called a strike. Another called strike. High hop, and yeah, there's no play for Bullard there. That was a high, deep hop, and by the time it came down, and as far back as Bullard was, you would have to have a serious cannon, and I'm not sure that exists. Oh, and Terry smacks this one. This is no doubt about it. 446 feet. He's been on a power tear to start the year. His 6th already of the year. And that makes it 5-0. Here's Frank. Bases now empty with the 1 out. Frank is 1 for 2. Has an 0-2 count in this at-bat. Called strike 3. Here's... Oh, my nose just started to run. Oh. Pardon me, caught me off guard. Tom, 2 outs, bases empty. Has a 1-1 count. Pops this one up. Cedeno, I'm not sure, had to move an inch. Makes the grab. So we'll go into the 6th inning. It's now 5-0 Squirrels. Gabe Kapler's going to lead it off for the Brewers. He ground out in his first at-bat. First pitch, called a strike. Ground ball. Joey will take care of that. 1 away. The Brewers are going to let Mosquera hit. And he will ground out to third. There it is officially. 2 outs. Tony Gwynn Jr. struck out twice today. Stitch currently sitting at 10 strikeouts. He's got a possibility at 11. As Gwynn swings at a wild one. Does get some bat on the ball, but it's right to Kester, and that will get us into the bottom of the 6th inning. 5-0 Squirrels. Zach's going to lead things off, so we will get a pinch hitter here in this inning. Zach, 1 for 2 with the double today. Double and a strikeout, just for completeness sake. Looks at strike 1. Pops this one up. Mosquera's going to field it himself near third. 1 down, and here is Joey. He's put the ball on the ground twice. First pitch is too low. As is that pitch. It's 2-0. Here's a called strike. Another called strike makes it 2-2. Popped way foul. And then a swing and a miss. All right, well, Stitch is 1 for 2, but he's given us 6 wonderful innings on the mound. So time for him to go take a rest. So he's ready to go for the next game. We'll have Phil come in here and pinch hit, and I presume play second base, either because he's out here or Kester's out. With 2 outs, I imagine one of them will end the inning. Ground ball to second. It looks like it will be Phil. So we'll go into the 7th inning. Ronnie Cedeno is due to lead off. 5-0 game on the runs column. 9-1 in the hits. So Johnston will go into Joey's spot, and we will flip around our middle infield. So Kester is actually rated as a shortstop first, though he's also obviously rated to play second as well. Probably has more range than Joey does, but not nearly the arm. Cedeno 0 for 2. Ground out in his last at-bat. Looks at strike 1. That pitch down and in, down by his feet. That slurve put towards third. Chief has to charge it. Can he get it there in time? He cannot. That's an infield hit on basically a swinging bunt. Bill Hall has struck out in both at-bats today. He looks at a ball down by his feet on a fastball. This fastball outside may be a touch high as well. Swing and a miss. I'm not sure that actually was the pitch Johnston wanted to throw, but it worked. Here's a harder ground ball to third. Throw to second, on to first, not in time. So the Brewers still with the runner on with 1 out. Nitro, like I said, did hit a home run in the 9th inning yesterday. Pops this one up right behind the umpire, and Tom makes the grab. Still a runner aboard now with 2 outs. Bullard has the, well, I guess not the lone Milwaukee hit anymore, but for a long time the lone Milwaukee hit today. He's got a 1-1 count in this at-bat. Called strike on the inside corner. Swing and a miss, strike 3. It's stretch time. 5-0 Squirrels lead, and they will start off back at the top of their order on the other side of the break. The Brewers are now going to turn to David Risky to try to keep it relatively close. Although we are no longer in save territory. Kester at the plate, looks at a strike. Ground ball to short. Hall should take care of that. 1 away. Here is Marvin. He's put the ball on the ground all 3 times so far. Looks at strike 1. Ball down by his feet. Same place, same result. 2-1. There's a called strike. Ground ball gets through the left side of the infield, so that's Marvin's first hit today. Here is Chief. He is now 2 for 3. Home run and a single. Solo shot for whatever that's worth. This ball gets away from Van Hecken, rolls all the way to the backstop. So Marvin now at second base with only 1 out and a 2-0 count. There's a called strike. That's going to be a line drive into right. Marvin is going to stick at third. So runners on the corners for Terry, who hit a home run of his own earlier. Hits this one foul. Called strike 2. Puts this one on the ground, but it again gets through the left side of the infield, and the Squirrels add another run. 6 to nothing. Frank at the plate with 2 on and only 1 out. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch is a strike. And this again will get through the left side of the infield. I think that's Chief risking it for home, and he does make it there. I thought he would hold up. And Risky must have been pitching on some pretty heavy workload. He is already leaving the game with elbow pain. He was wiping his brow in that last at-bat. So now it'll be Jeff Suppan, who ought to be able to give them some length in a game that I think we can officially say has gotten out of hand now. 7-0 Squirrels. Tom 1 for 3 on the day. 2 aboard. First pitch is outside. This is hit hard but foul. 1-1. Called strike 2. Called strike 3. 2 away. And we are going to get, another pitching change already.
Now coming on to pitch for the Brewers, number 59.
Sorry, I just really caught off guard. I don't know why you'd put in Jeff Suppan and pull him after one batter, a guy that spent his whole career starting. Kyle Snyder then is going to take over on the mound. Zach looks at a ball, swings and misses at a fat pitch, and then swings and misses at a changeup, maybe a little over-eager in there. Looks at strike 3 on a better fastball, and that will end the 7th inning. But it's starting to look a little dire for the Brewers. It's 7-0, and they've only got 2 hits on the day. Van Hecken to the plate. He is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a lineout. With the game where it is, Johnston will get a 2nd inning. Van Hecken quickly behind, 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 down, here's Scott. He has struck out in both at-bats today and starts off with a strike here. Swing and a miss will make it 0-2. Finally puts the ball in play, sort of. It hooks well foul. Way more foul than I thought it would be off the bat. Looks at strike 3. Well, here's Gabe Kapler. He has not struck out today. That makes him very special today. Looks at a strike. That pitch up and away. Swing and a miss on the sinker. Swing and a miss, and now Kapler gets added to the strikeout ledger. We go to the bottom of the 8th, and we'll get a pinch hitter to start things off. It's 7-0 Squirrels. Let's send Miyake up there. All right, first pitch to Miyake is too high. Ground ball. Cedeno will handle that. One down. Here comes Phil for his second at-bat of the day. Ground out in his first at-bat. First pitch is called a strike. Not sure I would have called it a strike. Ground ball to Hall. That is 2 away. So here is Kester. He is 1 for 4 on the day, but his one hit was a 2 RBI single. Looks at strike 1. Looks at strike 2. Yes, pitch up by his head, but he does not flinch. 1 and 2 rather. Hit this one through the left side of the infield, a 2-out single, and that will bring Marvin to the plate. He's 1 for 4, got a base hit in his last at-bat. All at-bats have been left-handed today. First pitch is called a strike. Ground ball. Cedeno should handle that one, and that will get us to the 9th inning. Pitcher spot due up. It's 7-0. We'll see if Zaps is ready to go for an inning's worth of work. About halfway rested. Good enough. Nyake gets to slide into his natural position.
Now comes on the pitch for Indianapolis. Number 23, Zap.
All right, they're actually going to let Snyder hit. Apparently his first at-bat of the year, which, does actually make some sense, being a fairly deep reliever there in the bullpen. And he's going to line out to Phil for the first out of the inning.
22.
Tony Gwynn Jr., 0 for 3. Excuse me. He did put the ball in play his last at-bat. My throat is not wanting to cooperate here in the late game. Fouls this one away. That gives him a 1-2 count. Pops this one up. Phil goes back into the outfield grass and makes that play as well. 2 away. Ronnie Cedeno, 1 for 3 on the day. So you can officially say he's having a pretty decent series, even if the rest of the Brewers aren't. It's got a 1-1 count. Ground ball to short, Kester over to first, and that is your ball game. Final score today, Milwaukee Brewers 0, Indianapolis Squirrels 7. All right, take a look at the highlights. I'm sure both homers will feature prominently. There we go. Actually showed them on back-to-back highlights. There we go. All right, Stitch is going to be your player of the game for 6 shutout innings, and I think he only gave up 1 of the 2 hits on the day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you'd like to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff, feel very free. Or don't. Doesn't really matter. Either way, we're going to be back tomorrow with the, do believe, final game against the Brewers in this series. We'll see you then.